Take this opportunity to settle down onto your mat, lowering onto your back in your Shavasana. Send your feet out wide to the bottom corners of the mat and allow the toes to fall heavy. Tuck the shoulder blades beneath you. Send your arms out wide at your sides and the palms face up. Gentle tuck in the chin lengthens through the back of the neck as the head grows heavy. And the eyes can be opened or closed, but let the gaze become soft. Become aware of the breath as it moves in and out through your body naturally. As you lie here on your mat, allow yourself to let go of any attachments to anything that may have happened during your week, your day. Releasing any anticipation of the days to follow. Just allowing yourself to be here in this moment on your mat. When you do feel your mind start to jump back and forth from thought to thought, rather than facing those thoughts with frustration, rather than challenging yourself or losing your focus of breath, simply accept the thoughts in their presence, knowing that it's a normal human habit for the mind to dance. Become aware of the thought and simply release it as you take a long, slow breath out. Begin to direct the breath through in and out the nose. A long inhale through the nose. And a slow exhale through the nose. Big inhale, let your belly rise up towards the ceiling. With a slow exhale, let the belly soften and fall back down towards the earth. Big breath in, belly rise. And a slow breath out as the belly falls. Take a long breath in and maybe you pause there at the top of your inhale. Hold it there for 2 or 3 seconds before softly letting it go. Big inhale. A gentle pause before releasing and softening down towards the mat. Continuing with that slow rhythm of breath. Taking a moment to pause between each breath and allow your body to really absorb that oxygen, that energy that you've brought into your body. If your mind has started to wander away, you can draw it back to your mat. Start to slowly awaken your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Taking gentle rotations through the wrists and the ankles. Rotating in the opposite direction. Slide your feet together at the bottom of the mat. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Interlace the fingers around them, giving them a hug towards your chest. Please send your tailbone down into the mat as you gently apply pressure to the knees. Maintaining that same slow rhythm of breath that we had while lying on our back. Let the belly rise up into the thighs here. As you exhale, the belly softens back down, creating a little bit of space for the knees to draw inwards. Gentle rock from side to side, massaging the low back. Keep the right knee drawn in as you extend the left leg long to the bottom of the mat. Flex through the left ankle, draw the left toes towards your face. Lengthen from the left heel to the top of your head as you draw the right knee in a little bit closer towards your chest. Now the right knee can be close to the midline or it can be slightly off to the side of your ribs, whatever feels best in your body. Stay here in stillness. Keep the right knee drawn in, the left leg extended long, but just lift the left heel to come to a hover above the floor. Continue to reach to the left heel, the toes draw towards your face. Maybe a gentle up and down motion, just a couple of inches here. Even less than what I'm doing. Going a little bit more dramatic, just so you can see it through the camera. Just a gentle rise and fall with the left heel. Option to bring it to touch the floor or keep it at a hover at all times. See if you can time it with your breath. So as you inhale, lift the heel a little higher. On the exhale, lower down. Slowing that movement makes you really activate those muscles. One more time in each direction. And lower the left heel back to the floor. Take a few more breaths here in your wind-relieving pose. Notice how the second your heel hits the floor, the whole leg starts to relax, the toes fall to the side. Try to prevent that. Keep the activation to the left leg, even though it's tired. Transition the grip of the right knee into just the left hand. Extend your right arm long at your side. Find length through the body first, and then gently guide the right knee across your body over to the left for a twist. Now you can bring the right knee down towards the floor. You can set it onto a block or onto a pillow. The right hip will be lifted, but keep the right shoulder in contact with the floor. This isn't about touching the right knee to the floor. It's just sending it to the left side of the room. You want to keep the right shoulder on the floor and then go into your twist, rather than just rolling onto your left side body. Gaze can be neutral or over to the right. Option to keep the left leg extended long or draw the left heel in towards your glutes. Maybe even reaching the right hand down to take hold of it. Draw it in a little bit closer. So any variation of this twist is perfect. You don't have to have the knee bent, you don't have to be holding onto the foot. Just keep the left leg extended long, the right knee over to the left. If the left foot is drawn in, you can slowly release it. Let the left leg go long. Gaze comes back towards the ceiling. Draw the right knee up through center, hug it in towards your chest. Left leg remains extended. Bring your chin to your chest, draw your forehead up towards the right knee. Hugging the right knee in as you bring your forehead towards the knee. It of course does not have to touch, just rounding a little bit through the spine. And slowly lower the head. The sole of the right foot find the floor. The right knee still bent. The sole of the right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh. Open the right leg up, showing the inseam of the pant leg to the ceiling. It's as if you're creating the number 4 shape with your legs here. The sole of the right foot is somewhere to the inside of the left thigh, the left shin. Left toes stay drawn towards your face as if you're standing with your foot on an imaginary floor. Inclined tree pose. Arms can be at your sides or one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. You drive down through the right knee. So you may find you have a bit of a gap between the right knee and the floor. If that's the case, you can almost slide your foot further down the leg, or you can fill that void with a pillow or a block. Opening up through the right hip by sending the right knee down to the floor and keeping the left hip rooted into the mat. Feel the natural rise and fall of your belly and chest with every breath. Slowly release the right leg to meet the left. Reach the arms up overhead, let them rest on the floor as you take a full body stretch. Then send the feet to the bottom right corner of the mat. The hips stay centered or slightly to the left as you shift the upper body to the top right corner of the mat, creating a banana shape with your body. Good curve shape, the hips to the center or slightly left, the arms and feet to the right. Feel a nice full body stretch at the left side of your body. Option to stay feet side by side or cross the left ankle over the right. Slowly uncross the ankles. Let the upper body find the center first. The legs find center. Take a full body stretch on your next breath in. Slowly exhale, send the arms to your sides, the palms face up. Feet take the corners of your mat for a mini shavasana. Just doing a gentle scan of your body, noticing any differences, any subtle changes from when you first landed on your mat. Asymmetries from left to right sides. Slide the feet together, bring the knees in towards the chest, give them a hug. Be taking the knees in circles this time, moving slowly and mindfully. Taking the circles in the opposite direction. Pause in the center. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. Extend the right leg long for your wind relieving pose on the left. Right leg stays active, flexing through the ankle as you draw the left knee in. Left ankle can relax. Begin with a few breaths here in stillness. Just massaging internal organs, aiding with digestion. Stay here in stillness, just following your breath. Or you can bring the right heel to hover slightly above the floor. Keep reaching through the right leg though, keep it active. An option to do those little bobs up and down, just an inch, maybe even half an inch of an up and down motion. Belly button draws in towards your spine to activate your core here. Time those movements with breath, so on the inhale, reach your toes towards the ceiling, just a couple inches. On the exhale, lower the heel to hover above the floor. Inhale to lift. Pause. Exhale to lower. Pause. Few more in each direction. Giving yourself permission to lower the heel at any time. On the next exhale, allow the heel to rest on the floor, but keep the leg active. Left knee draws in, maybe just an inch more towards the belly and chest. Bring the chin in slightly towards the chest. Lift the head and the shoulders up off of the mat, bringing the forehead towards the left knee. Anytime we round through the spine like this, begins to compress on our bellies, makes it a little bit harder to maintain that slow breath. See if you can only focus on the inhales, softening the exhale. Slowly release, let your head and shoulders find the mat. Take hold of the left knee in the right hand, extend the left arm long at your side or come up into cactus formation. Lengthen from the right heel to the top of the head, and then guide your knee across the body over to the right. Remember to keep that left shoulder firmly rooted, even if it means the left knee is a little bit higher from the floor. Gazes to the ceiling or over to the left. Option here to keep the right leg extended long. Or you can bend the right knee, bringing the heel in towards your glutes. Option as well to reach the left hand down. Try to tickle the heel of the right foot. Maybe draw it in a little bit closer to your bum if you're able to reach it. This is a version of a pose called cat pulling its tail. It seems fitting. Let your gaze come back to the center. Place the right foot, let it find the bottom of your mat. Slowly bring the left knee back through center to your wind relieving pose. Sole of the left foot finds the floor. And start to tip over onto the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Sole of the foot finds the inside of the right thigh, the right knee, the right calf. So you open up through the left hip. showing the inseam of the pant leg to the ceiling. That figure 4 shape with your legs, right leg stays active. Choose what arm variation works best for you. Maybe it's arms up overhead, lengthening through the spine. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. See if you can keep this entire pose active. Square up your hips and your shoulders. Equal weight in both left and right sides. Right hip stays driven down into the mat. So you start to send the left knee down towards it as well. Can you relax the jaw, find some softness through your face? Just witness the breath as it moves through your body. Extend the left leg long to meet the right. Take a moment to take a few circles through the ankles. Pointing and flexing through the toes and circling in the opposite direction. Then bend the knees from the soles of the feet to the floor. Right arm comes up overhead as you roll over onto your right side body. Draw the knees in towards the chest, rounding through your back. You can use the right arm as a pillow and the left palm rests softly on the floor. Just taking our time to transition one position to another. When you feel ready in your own time, rising up and finding a tabletop position. So let the shoulders be above the wrists, the hips above the knees. We'll move through a few cat and cows. Inhale, lift the tailbone, let your belly drop, heart comes forward, gaze comes up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, chin to chest, gaze to your belly button. Inhale, lift the tailbone, heart comes forward, gaze comes up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, rounded spine, gaze to the belly button. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Stay with that same motion, or as you exhale, round the spine, send your hips back towards your heels, extend the fingertips in front of you. On the inhale, release the elbows to the mat, let your chin and chest graze the mat as you come forward, press through the palms up into your cow. Exhale, rounded spine like a cat, but send your tailbone, your pelvis down towards your heels. Release the arms. On the inhale, reach forward, press up, cow. Either variation, taking 3 more in each direction at your own pace. Linking a movement to breath, and letting each cycle be a little bit slower than the one before it. Once you've finished your 3, just landing in a neutral spine. Tuck the toes behind you. So the toes are tucked under the feet, the heels are pointing up towards the ceiling. Looking for a bit of a stretch in the soles of the feet into the inner arches. So start off by making sure you have equal weight in both the big toe and pinky toe edge of your feet. If you'd like a little bit more stretch, start to walk the hands in towards the knees, the hips back towards the heels, until you're able to come back and sit onto the heels. The heels still are stacked above the toes, and the toes tucked beneath you. You may have to reach back and tuck the pinky toes yourself. Sometimes they get caught up in the action. Maybe you choose to walk your hands up onto the thighs and come up to sit completely on the heels, adding a little bit of weight with pressure down onto those toes. The further your knees are from the feet, from the heels, the more of a stretch you'll be feeling as well. So you can always ease off by bringing the hands back onto the floor at any time. Keep the heels drawn in towards the midline, pinkies firmly rooted. Just noticing if you're feeling more of a stretch in one foot than the other. Just showing your body where it is that you're holding more tension. If you're upright, making sure your back is straight, rounding, not finding a cat-like back here or slouching through the shoulders. Take a big inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. If you're here on your knees, sitting up, we're going to take a few more moments of breath here. Other option is to untuck your toes for this motion. You're going to take a big inhale with the arms, reach out and up as you come up off of your heels to rise up, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart as you lower back down. Big inhale, reach out and up. Well, you don't have a bar on the wall trapping your hand as well. Exhale, hands to heart. Big inhale, drawing a circle, lifting up. Exhale, hands to heart, really active through the arms, pressing those palms together as you lower back down to your heels. 3 more big breaths like this. Pausing with your hands at your heart, take a few more breaths here. Release the hands to your knees and eventually down to your mat to find your tabletop. Untuck the toes if they've been tucked that whole time. Good for you. Give them a little tap on the floor, let the blood flow return. From your tabletop, walk the knees back a couple of inches, finding a modified plank. Shoulders above the wrist, really draw the belly button up towards the spine. Big inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, bend through the elbows, let them raise your ribs lower down onto the mat. Press down to the shoelace side of your feet, reaching through the big toes. The palms are on the floor beneath the shoulders. Keep the elbows drawn in and pointing up towards the sky. Chin draws in slightly to maintain length through your neck. The gaze is to the floor a few inches in front of your fingertips. We're going to take a big breath in to lengthen, press down through the feet, and lift up the collarbones and 1 or 2 ribs up off the mat. On the exhale, slowly lower back down. Inhale, lengthen and lift, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, lower, building strength in our low back. Inhale, lengthen and lift, and this time we'll hold our cobra. So really press down through the feet. The further the feet are apart, the more it's going to support your low back here. So they can stay narrow, but if you have low back sensitivity, start to inch them away from each other until that tension subsides. Those feet are pressing down into the mat, little to no weight in the hands. You should be able to technically lift your hands here and maintain the lifted chest. You're just on the floor for a little support. Elbows draw in and back towards the heel to stay open through the heart. We're holding the pose but not the breath. Exhale, lower down softly. The big toes come to touch, the heels fall wide apart. Send your arms back beside you with the palms facing up as you turn your gaze towards the right. Taking a few moments here to allow the low back to reset, sending your breath to that area. Let your gaze come back through center. Draw the heels towards one another. Keep the left leg extended long. Draw the right heel in towards your glutes. You can reach back and take hold of the right foot if you can access it, or you can use a strap here. Adds a little bit of length to your arm that makes it more accessible. We're going to draw the right heel in towards the glutes. Press down through the right knee. Now, if you were wearing jeans in this moment, which I doubt you are, visualize where the zipper would be. Press down through the zipper, from the base of your imaginary zipper all the way up to the button. Press it into the mat. We're looking for a stretch here into the front of the right thigh. So keep reaching through the right knee, but send it down into the mat, while maintaining contact between pelvis and floor. You may have quite a bit of space here between the heel and the bum, and that's okay. Another alternative is to simply lie on your side here and draw the heel in towards your bum. Just a few more breaths on this side. Then slowly release the right leg, let it join the left. Big toes come to touch, heels go wide apart, arms at your sides as you turn the gaze to the left. Letting go of that first side. Finding some softness through the low back. Then turn the gaze towards the floor, heels come into center. Moving over to the left side this time, we're going to draw the left heel in towards the glutes, reach back with the left hand, or a strap to take hold of the foot, the ankle, the pant leg. Press the entire front of your pelvis, that imaginary zipper and button, into the floor as you draw the left heel in, keeping the knee in contact with the floor. Breathe space into any areas of tension you may be feeling. Never forceful here, so once you start to feel that point of stretch, that point of sensation in the front of the left thigh, pause there. Take a few breaths before going deeper. Slowly release the left foot. Bring the hands back beneath the shoulders. Press through the palms, come up through tabletop. Big toes come to touch, knees go wide apart. Send your hips back to a child's pose. Slide the fingertips away from you. Palms in contact with the floor, fingers spread wide. Let your forehead rest onto a block or onto a pillow. Maybe it's all the way down onto your mat. Find your way back up to a tabletop. Here from your tabletop, we're going to extend the right toes back behind you, lower them to the mat. Starting with the shoulders above the wrist, start to reach the right heel down towards the mat. Maybe feel a bit of a stretch into the right calf here. See if you can bring a little more weight onto the big toe mound of your foot. If you have some more room, you can start to shift the shoulders back a little bit, really reach the right heel down towards the floor. The inner arch of the foot towards the floor, as if you're trying to stand on it without lifting the toes. Shift a little bit of weight forward, coming up onto the toes again. Cross the right leg over the left towards the back left corner of your mat. The toes still tucked. Start to turn your gaze over the left shoulder here, towards the right heel. Bring some weight onto the big toe mound of the right foot, finding length of the right side body. Come back through center. Let the right foot find center as well. Right leg still extended long. Turn the toes of the right foot towards the right side of the room. Inner arch of the right foot is on the floor. You can start to lift the left leg here and slide it behind you for some support. Right fingertips reach up towards the ceiling as you place the right foot on the floor completely. Maybe the right fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling. Maybe they're up overhead, creating length through the entire right side body. Really reach your right waist up towards the sky. Option to open your heart, your gaze towards the ceiling as well, as you press down to the pinky toe edge of the right foot. See if you can maintain strength and integrity through the left shoulder. We're not slouching down into it. Slowly return the right hand to the mat. Pivot to find your extended leg, tabletop. Right knee comes to meet the left. Gentle sway from side to side with the hips. Find your center in your tabletop. Left leg extends long. Lower the toes to the mat with them tucked beneath the foot. We're going to look for that calf stretch in the left leg here. So start to press the heel down towards the floor. See if you can keep your hips square with the mat. So we're not tipping over here. Really reaching through the left heel, sending it down to the mat. Maybe that means sending the shoulders back a little bit behind the wrists. You may notice you're not able to go back very far at all, depending on how much tightness you have through your calves. Just playing with shifting the weight from the big toe to the pinky toe, and just find the area that you feel the most stretch. Pausing there in breath. Shift some weight forward. We're going to lift up the left leg, send it across the body over to the right. Tuck the toes on the floor. From here, turn the gaze over the right shoulder towards that left heel. Notice if you start picking up the pinky or the big toe of your foot, really drive down through the big toe, as if you're trying to send the inner arch of the left foot towards the floor. By gazing over the right shoulder, you're bringing it all the way up, left side of the body, towards the neck and shoulder area. Rounding through the left side body. And back through center. And return to your extended leg tabletop. We're going to pivot on the left toes, turn the toes towards the left. You can lift up your right foot, pivot on the right knee to bring the foot behind you for support. Right hand takes the weight as your left fingertips reach up towards the ceiling and up overhead. So depending on what you feel like doing today, you can just really reach up towards the ceiling, lengthen from right hand to left. Or you can extend the arm overhead, creating the length from the pinky toe edge of the left foot out towards the left fingertips. Really reaching your left waist up towards the sky. Option to open your heart and gaze towards the ceiling. For a little bit of a back bend here. Slowly release, bring the left hand back towards the floor. And find your tabletop. Gentle sway of the hips from side to side. And finding your way down onto your back. And also take a moment to roll out your wrists, let go of any tension that may have developed there. Then we'll land on our backs with the knees bent to begin. With the knees bent, let the soles of the feet find the floor and start to walk them wide apart. Let the knees tip in towards one another to touch. You bring your arms to your sides. This is always a great pose to end your practice. Just allows the low back to be supported by the floor. It's a great alternative to Shavasana if it's uncomfortable lying on your back. The feet here nice and wide. The soles of the feet on the floor, try not to shift them in or out. Maintain that distance. So you bring the knees above them. Space between the feet, space between the knees. And the knees are bent. Again, maintaining the same distance between your feet, but just start to tip over onto the edges, bringing the knees towards the left. Come back through center. Feet stay wide. Tip over onto the opposite inner arch, the opposite pinky toe edge as the knees fall right. Like a wide windshield washer motion with the knees. See if you can follow your breath. So on the inhales, find the center. As you exhale, send the knees over to the side. For me, it's left. For you, maybe you're at a different position than me. Inhale back through center. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale through center. And once more in each direction. As you find the center, just land there for a breath. We're going to heel toe the feet towards the center. Let the soles of the feet come to touch. The knees fall wide apart like a book, creating a diamond shape with the legs. You can place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Start to return your focus to the breath. And the belly and chest rise and fall naturally as the breath moves through the body. Naturally slowing, naturally softening. Feel the support of the feet on one another. The knees grow heavy, surrender to gravity. Always the option to use pillows or blocks beneath the knees on this pose, then let it become more restorative. Allow the chest to fall into stillness. Only movement of the chest is the subtle beating of your heart, keep the hand resting upon it. The belly, however, continues to rise and fall with breath. Take a big breath in through the nose. Let the belly rise up towards the ceiling, filling it with breath. The gentle exhale, belly softens and lowers back towards the mat, taking your hand over. Big breath in, belly rise. The slow breath out as the belly falls. Inhale, belly rise. Exhale, belly falls. Maintain that same rhythm of breath into your belly. As you release your hands to your sides with the palms face up. Holding on to that breath as you extend your legs one by one to the bottom corners of your mat. Preparing your body for its final Shavasana, its final resting pose. The feet are wide to the bottom corners. Softness to the ankles as the toes grow heavy. Making any last minute adjustments that you need to find comfort here in stillness. Releasing any temptation to fidget, to squirm, to get up and go. Offer yourself this moment of stillness. We spend so much of our time moving quickly, rushing. But to find that balance, sometimes we have to almost force ourselves into stillness. Letting us know that it's okay and it's safe to slowly to be still. You do find the need to fidget or squirm. Draw your awareness to the breath. Notice that gentle rise and fall of the belly with your breath. Notice that even in stillness, the body continues to move naturally with that same breath. Let that movement be enough. Begin to release the toes, feet. Feel the support of the heels and the ground beneath you, really letting it ground you here in this space, in this very moment of time. Find softness through the calves and the knees, thighs and the glutes, allowing both left and right legs to settle into stillness and relax. And feel the support of the ground beneath your back body, supported by the earth beneath you, safe. The low back, the mid back, and the upper are able to find stillness. Please let go and relax. Front body continues to rise and fall with breath. Weightless, moving freely and fluidly. Front body is at ease and can relax. Tuck the shoulders beneath you to open up through the front of your chest, your throat. The arms grow heavy at your sides. Palms face up. Fingertips become weightless. There is no need for the arms, the wrists, the hands, and the fingers to work in this moment. The arms, both left and right, can relax. The head grow heavy. The thoughts grow heavy. Face finds softness, releasing any tension to the corners of the eyes, the eyebrows, the mouth. Relax your jaw. Allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. As the sounds around you begin to fade off into the background, becoming mere whispers, foggy echo, till all that remains is the sound of your breath as it moves in and out through your nose. Become aware of the gentle breeze of the breath coming out of the nostrils, dancing across your upper lip. Noticing the temperature change between inhales and exhales. No longer taking control of the breath, allowing it to return to its natural rhythm, its natural rate. Entire body engulfed in stillness, that sense of calm and peace. Know that this moment, those feelings of joy, can be yours for as long as you allow them to be. I encourage you to stay here on your mat for as much time as you have available to yourself, offering much deserved stillness, allowing your body time to relax. Let go of your week, your month, and all of your days to follow. Simply be here in this moment. Such gratitude for you joining me in practice as always. Namaste.